Great. Hi, everybody. Thank you for showing up for today's Intelligent Digital Marketing Education and Success User Webinar. We're excited today. Today, it's me and Helen.
Yep, we're having a good day today. David's at the beach and enjoying himself, so it's just a girls' day today.
That's right. But we have a lot of great information to share today, so we'll get started. Let's take a look. We're going to go over digital marketing trends. Then we're going to check into Helen's hints, and she's got a great countdown today. Then we're going to take a look at a case study, and we have on the phone today, we have Sierra and Krista from Harvesters Federal Credit Union, and so we are excited to have them on the call. And then we'll do our awards. So we've got a lot to cover in the next 30 minutes, so let's get going. Okay, so for the digital marketing trends, I just wanted to point out, we have on the DeepTarget website, we have a blog, and I don't know how many people are reading these blogs, but there's some great information in here. And so I just wanted to highlight three blogs. And so the first one is the fall campaigns. It was last year in October, but it's still very relevant. And it talks about how you raise revenues in the fall campaign. We've got football season, we've got Halloween, it's fall, and that is usually everybody's favorite season for American consumers. So this is a really good article, and it talks about making a plan, creating meaningful attraction on your ads, and also, you might want to throw in a gift. So a lot of successful campaigns have where banks and credit unions have done some community work and maybe picked a charity and worked with them, maybe to gather food or something at your branch offices. So anyway, again, there is a lot of information out here on the website, and I just wanted to make sure that y'all are aware that there are blogs out there that y'all can access anytime. Here's another one, and it talks about do your customers a favor and use their data. And it goes back to that personalization, Helen, that we talk about a lot, right? Where you can improve, studies have shown 200 to 400% improvement in conversions when you use their information. So the key here is to make sure it's relevant to the customer.
And you're using targeting in your advertisement.
Absolutely. That personal name, Helen, it's time to buy a new car. Don't you want to see that?
That's right. And you want to make sure that you're getting the appropriate age group. So just to know, targeting just doesn't have to be just personalization. It can be just through who gets that particular ad through their ages.
Right. And so you guys have a lot of information about your consumers. And so just by utilizing that, you can target, you can generational campaigns, personalize, you can find out when, I love this part about DeepTarget. You do an ad and then say, I go and open up an auto loan, and then you see that the auto loan is open, and then you can remove me from that ad.
So it automatically drops off.
It automatically drops off. So that tells me I'm not seeing an auto loan ad after I've already purchased my car.
So that actually deals with freshness of data. So the more frequently you send in your data, the more timely your campaigns will be going to your customers.
Yeah. So it's very important that the information is relevant, so that when they see an auto loan ad come through, another one and another one and another one, then they click on it, they open up an auto loan, then the next time they don't see that again because it's not relevant to them anymore. So anyway, very interesting information. So I would just say, there's a wealth of information at your on your machine. Just go and take a look at all these. Again, another one that I just highlighted, it was, how to, create a sizzling ad, right? And so you get a plan, and you list the benefits, and then you add just a little bit of sparkle. And here was two ads that were highlighted in that article, and they're very nice ads, and it just says, drive your dream, learn more, and they did very well in this campaign.
But, what they chose were really great words. They had a good slogan, plus they had a nice image. They didn't have to put a lot of other information on there. You knew what Drive Your Dream, you knew that was a car. So,
right.
That was.
And David always likes to point out, and since he's not here today, we will, right? You've got 2 seconds to capture them, and one second goes to the image, and the other goes to the word. So you don't need a lot of words, and you need a great image, and you only have 2 seconds to capture them and get them to click. Okay. Well, so moving on to customer success quotes. Thank you for sending in these quotes. They're wonderful. We love to highlight what our users are thinking. And we had one from Chris, and he talks about, we recently implemented DeepTarget and immediately began to receive over 50,000 impressions and over 100 clicks each month. We are very excited about our results, and we look forward to great success in the future. And let me just give Helen an applause. Helen and her team, they will sit down with you for 30 minutes. This is complimentary. They'll sit down with you for 30 minutes and give you some things that you can turn on, use today. She'll help you do all that, and immediately you'll start seeing a difference in your impressions and your click-throughs. And Harvesters is one that we'll talk to them about what Helen and Sierra had devised, and the results that we have today. So anyway, if you have not scheduled your customer success meeting, go ahead and get that on. That's probably the most important 30 minutes that you will use all quarter, is to go over this. And, Helen's done this for hundreds and hundreds of people. So she's a wealth of information. Her and her team can help you be even more successful. So anyway, again, we'll move on, but if you do one thing today, contact Helen and the success team to just give you some advice. It's free. It's free counseling.
Yep.
Great, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. All right, so now we're going to move into Helen's hints, and she's got some great ones for you.
Okay, so the Helen's hints today are all about the top 10 best practices and fundamentals. These are some of the things that we will cover with you in your individual one-on-one customer success review. These are things that we look for. And, as we do a customer success review, before that, we go in and take a look at each of your setups, see what's going on, and maybe offer some, real-time changes that you might want to make. So today's top 10, we're going to go in reverse order. This is kind of like David Letterman.
Yeah.
So top 10. So number 10, prioritize your campaign. Now, be sure you use this capability when you want to push particular campaigns to the top of the stack. You don't want to prioritize every campaign. That's not the way that should be used, unless you have a certain order that you want your campaigns to go into. Typically, you're going to have a broad mix of campaigns. The one that you really want to push for that month or that quarter and you want that person to see, that's the one that you want to put at the very top. So be sure, that you use this sparingly. Now, one of the things that you might want to do on prioritization, if you are a NetTeller user, then you want to be really careful about how you prioritize campaigns, because you're only seeing ads on 1 or 2 screens. So if you have any questions about that, just contact us on the support team, and we'll talk to you about the best way to prioritize.
Okay. And number 9?
Number 9, this is one David loves, is personalization. Now, personalization, in this instance, we're talking about prepending your first name to the message that you have. And what I've noticed in a lot of our customer review calls, some of our customers don't realize that even if you create your graphics externally and you put your own text, your own words on there, they thought that they couldn't personalize. You can personalize graphics that you've created outside the DeepTarget application. You just upload that banner, put in a text field, and that first name will show there. So when you're designing your ads, be sure you leave room for the person's first name. So that's a good way to get that message out to them.
Absolutely. And capture their attention. You got 2 seconds, right?
That's right. The next one is, as part of these top 10 basics, one is for improving customer performance, but this is also for customer engagement. You may have some disabled members out there who use a screen reader to do things online. So be sure you're using that ADA text field. It's for every campaign. If you go into campaign settings, type in what you want to be read out to that individual in that text field. So that's really important.
Is that a mandated law? I mean, that you have to do that?
Well, DeepTarget has it where we enable it, so so it's it will show up as they go across that
Okay, great.
banner.
So don't forget
So,
that.
yeah.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Number 7.
Number 7 is scheduled reports. You know, used to be you had to go to the campaign category report, export that manually. You can schedule that report to go to your lending department at whatever frequency that you like. You can do daily, weekly, whatever. Right now, we can only schedule the click report on future releases. We're going to be adding the management report and some of the other reports to that. So that might be something that you want to go to your management once a month.
Absolutely.
So that's really important. And you know, I know a lot of people go, man, my lending department can't handle this. We don't like to have these cold leads and things like that. But it's there for you to review, and they can use their best judgment on how to follow up. So
very good.
that's one thing you want to do.
Okay, so number 6.
Number 6, be sure to use a broad mix of campaigns. I know many people go, well, we're only running an auto loan this month, and we're only have only a credit card. But you need to have a broad mix across all categories. You need a mix of deposits. You need a mix of different kinds of loans. And this is really important, particularly in the mobile environment. A lot of people in the mobile environment will never go to your web page. It's not like for online banking where they're going to your web page, they're going through a portal to get to the online banking system. You know, they can browse around on your web page. You've got banners that are rotating things there. But your mobile users are not going to be aware of other things that you have available unless you put them in a banner. So you want to make sure that you know you're showing informational type ads, member engagement type campaigns, and products on those. So
okay, and
really
one
important.
other thing to note here, millennials are 80%, they do everything on their phone. So if you're not working in the mobile environment, you may be missing a huge segment of your consumers.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right, so now
Okay.
number 5.
Number 5, ad rotation. If you don't have ad rotation on, please turn that on. I would say, I don't have that as number 1, but it's these ones that are in the top 5 are really all important. So that's important, and that another, it's really important for your NetTeller customers because you only have that one screen that you're seeing ads. So to be able to show multiple offers on one page is very important because impressions lead engagement, leads account opening. So that's important.
All right, and number 4?
Number 4, some of these are kind of across. This is all channels. Make sure when you create your campaign that all your available channels have banners in them. You know, that's one thing that we look at in the customer review meeting is do all your campaigns, you know, do you have your banners in both online banking, mobile, or whatever channels that you have available to you? You need to make sure you're putting them in all channels. We have that design once, engage in all channels. So we talk about that here at DeepTarget a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's important because that saves you a ton of time if you only have to design once and you can put it on all different channels. Can you imagine having to do it for each channel? All right, great. Okay, number 3?
All right, number 3 are product assignments. This is super, super important. And when you create a campaign, by default, when you select the type of, you know, the category campaign that you want to create, it's going to pre-select a group, an account group to be associated with that. Always review those, but always make sure that every campaign has the correct product assignment set up. That could be a group of products. Let's just say you have different kinds of auto loans. You have new auto, used auto, and you might want both of those to apply for that particular banner, or you might want to just have one of those codes. So take a look at those and make sure that assigned. Now, if you have a member engagement type of a campaign that's maybe I have a shred day, we have a new branch opening, those types of things where that's not going to be there to open up an account, then you don't have to assign a product to that. So you can publish without an assignment on that.
Okay, great. Okay, number 2?
And number 2, product codes. Now, when we set up your system in DeepTarget, we did a product mapping using your product codes, and we used your descriptions to know what categories to map those into within DeepTarget. And over time, your financial institution is going to be adding new product codes. You're going to have new offerings. You might have a CD of 7 months, 8 months, whatever. And so you'll need to go in every quarter and review those product codes and update any unassigned codes to the appropriate category. In the DeepTarget application, if you go under support, and there's a downloads folder under there, it has a document in there that shows you the importance of product codes, how to do the assignments, and you'll be set. And it's super easy to do, but this is just something that you need to just put on your calendar every quarter to go in there and just review it, just to make sure they're updated.
And here's another plug. If you need help with that, set up a customer success meeting, and you can go through that. And once you get this kind of information all set up, you are golden, right, Helen? Okay, so with drum roll.
And number one, the most important thing is make sure you have an all users campaign running at all times in all channels. That's very important because you want your members to see, your members and your customers to see a banner of something. It could just be just your service, your informational message that you want to get out to your customers. So that's super important because we have a monitoring system, and several of you probably get an email from me or somebody in our group that says, hey, we noticed that your views are dropped, and when we go in there, it's usually always the all users campaign is expired or you don't have one. So that's super important to have that running at all times.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Helen, for the top 10. Now we get into some fun things.
We've got some great new banners in the banner library, and we have to thank a new special addition to our organization, Sarah Harvey, and she has created some great banners, and they're all in the banner library for different online banking sizes and the smallest mobile size, the 320 by 50 size. So just go in there and check them out. And here are some representative samples here, and they're so fun. And
yeah, and so this is to try to help make your job easier, right? So you can just pull from the banner and put in some new ads, and then, you know, once Halloween's over, just turn them off. So anyway, we're going to try to do more of this. So let us know. Give us feedback if you like this, because we would like to help you be more efficient, right?
And one thing we want to know, you know, we know a lot of our customers do their own creative, but every so often, you know, when a holiday or something comes up, you need something really quick to get out there. Let us know what types of things that you would like to see, and we'll do the creative for that and get them out there, so you don't have to create it.
Yeah. So, okay, so here's some fun ones here. I love this mummy wrapped up in debt. I mean, that's hilarious. Okay, and then here's some other ones, right? So we got Frankenstein. Are you driving a Frankenstein of a car? We have a car loan without the monstrous rates. So anyway, these they're in the library now, correct?
Yep, that's right. And we did put a real spooky one over there because we really like that. But I love the don't get spooked by high interest rates. So, you know, that's just kind of a teaser for your customers to engage with you. So that's a fun one. Yeah,
and here again, if you use this, send us a quick email and just let success@deeptarget.com and let us know if you used it, because it's always fun to know that you're using some materials that we're helping you, okay? So, all right, so now is the very fun part, all right? We're going to talk about a case study today, and we have on the line Sierra and Krista. And if you unmute your phone, then are you guys there?
Yes.
Yay, it worked. I'm always glad when we hear a voice on the other end. Okay, so Harvesters is our case study today. They're a federal credit union. And Krista, I'm going to let you just kind of tell us a little bit about your credit union.
Okay, we were founded in 1948 to serve the employees of St. Regis Paper Plant. That paper plant is now International Paper. And in 2003, we became a community charter credit union and have since grown to 8 branches, 76 employees, and we're looking for a bright future.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so, and we're going to show you, well, first, let's show you their website. So they have a great website. we picked this because we're going to dive into car loans today, but so we really like this image. But bright colors, it's a very interactive website, well done. And so today we want to show you why Harvesters Federal Credit Union got picked.
Mm-hmm.
They have a KEI of 9 users, which is outstanding.
That's a really great rating, and what that means is that every 9 people are clicking on an ad. So that's tremendous. So that means they have the offer that the people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
It has engaging graphics, and just done a great job. So we wanted to do a little bit of a deeper dive into, what was going on, what's causing that to happen.
Yeah, so each month, we look at all the credit unions and we look at the KEIs and the KMIs. And when we saw this 9, we're like, okay, what are they doing? So we took a deeper dive look, and we go ahead.
And we saw that they have 4 categories of campaigns running. They've got auto, consumer, credit cards, and mortgage, and all of them are seeing relatively the same amount of views. And so that means they've either prioritized everyone or they don't have any prioritized, and so it's just going in rotation. So that is what that can indicate. But when we were looking down at the unique clicks, we saw that the auto loan was outperforming the other categories.
Yeah, so with that 423 clicks, something is going right, right? And then we took a closer look at the click-through rate, and anything over 1% is outstanding, and you guys are 3.38% and 2.98%. So that says this is a successful campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then we took a deeper dive look, and we looked at their ads. And here they have 2 loans. There's an auto loan and a repo campaign going on. And Sierra, you did this. What these are great looking ads. What all were you thinking when you came up with this?
Back in January, when we wanted to move towards having larger mobile ads in our mobile app, these are just the ads I came up with, and I kind of wanted to base them off from how our website already looked, so that it was more familiar to everyone.
Yeah, so you used a lot of the same colors, and they're bigger. So I guess here, bigger is better, right?
One thing that impresses me here is that the message gets across. It doesn't have a whole lot of words on it. The Apply Now button is there. You know what to do. Plus, it's colorful, and there are different types of cars and vehicles shown. So that's really good. But I did want to address Sierra's comment about a larger size ad. When Harvesters first used DeepTarget, they used our traditional size ads, which were, they vary depending on the width of the device. But they had requested and asked us if their ads could be taller. So we changed their configuration to allow a larger type banner size on those. And we set that up and we tested, and so now their banners are the same width that they always did, but the height is good, so you can put more information on there.
So that was a good call, Sierra, wanting to, and see, that's where those customer success meetings really pay off. I cannot tell you enough. I want everyone to be on a customer success meeting because they're just that helpful. So because you said, let's try something bigger, let's see how it works.
So this is just looking from the start of 8/1/2019. So we wanted to look and see what was happening and who was engaging with the ads. So you can see the top chart is showing in online banking and mobile. So online banking is in blue and mobile's in that gold color. But when you look down at the clicks below, you can see that the mobile click rate is really outpacing the online banking click rate for these particular auto loans.
And that is the ones that you guys created that bigger ad, right? So do y'all have any comments on, because what this says to me is these millennials, that age group, are always on their phone, and so
they want autos.
Yeah, well, there you go. And it was relevant, right? Anything there you guys want to add?
I would definitely say to not, if you're not looking into a mobile app, I would definitely suggest, because I think that we were of the mind, the thought process that maybe the mobile app was not a good way or a good means of advertising, but now that we're seeing that it is very effective.
Right, and especially for that younger generation, that's all they know, right? So they want to take care of everything on their phone. So this is a great example, and y'all did a great job, of reaching this community. Okay, so then let's take a deep. So we looked at the historical information.
So the other chart that you just saw was the bar chart. So we were looking back over time. So this is since the beginning of the year, and we wanted to see how this was going. So they have been running these ads really since the beginning of February, or toward the end of January. So when you look at the top chart, you see that both of the auto ads are tracking almost on top of each other. So it looks like one line, but they're actually two campaigns that are tracking there. But when you look at the clicks below, you can see that the difference between the performance for the repo and the auto loan.
So the repo is green, the green line, and the auto loan is orange, and they're really tracking right on top of each other. But to note back to what Helen said, in February, if you look at the February line, that's when the jump happened, and that's when the big ads started. So, and it never went back down. So if you look at that over time, you can see the effectiveness of those big old ads, right? Okay, and let's take one other look.
And then this is the influence conversion. So we wanted to see over time how many accounts were opened after having viewed or clicked on those auto ads that you had. So you can see that we were showing in the month of August only that 34 influence sales were for those particular ads, and that's just the auto loan category.
Yeah. So and so this is one view where you do your report for influence conversions that you can see, and when you hover over these dots on the chart, you can see how many people actually purchased. But another way you can see is right here in the management report. Down here in the circle, you see the new autos are 34. So
your management report, if you're not taking a look at that each month, that's a great place to go. And that gives you that 5-month look back, and it'll show you how many views, total impressions, so it tells you how many banner ads were shown to your customers. It shows you how many unique users within that customer base looked at ads, and it'll show you how many unique people clicked. But it shows you your KEI, which is how many people engaged with that, how many people did it take to engage. So there's 9 is their KEI rating, which is outstanding. But look over here at their KMI. Their KMI is also outstanding. It's an 84. So that's anything less than 100 is in the outstanding category. So that means not only did they have engaging ads, then people were actually closing. We say closing, but you say opening accounts.
Yeah.
And so the little chart down here on the bottom right is it's expansion of those 88 sales that were made in August.
Right.
And those sales, I do want to mention that those sales are not all of the sales for this particular credit union. Those are the ones that were influenced by DeepTarget.
Right. And so we were talking yesterday with Krista and Sierra, and Krista, just tell us what you told us yesterday when we went through this information on the management report.
Right. Well, we weren't sure what the effect of the larger banners would have, but I'm thinking that it was a good idea to move that in that direction.
Oh yeah.
Where we're very happy with the results that we're seeing through these campaigns with the larger banner size.
And the management report kind of helps you because you can take that to your management, right?
Oh, definitely. We actually got a report. We were looking at the dealer loan department. They did 45 loans last month, and 34 of those came through DeepTarget.
So that's wonderful.
That's great news. Well, y'all have done a great job. So hands to you guys for the big ads. I mean, you went with your gut. You felt like big ads would be better, and they did turn out better. So, all right, thank y'all. All right, we'll move to the next thing, which is our DeepTarget awards. And the first award we have is the Campaign of the Month. And guess what? It's Harvester. Woo! All right, Sierra Krishna, you didn't know you were going to get this award, but you guys deserve it. Great auto loan ads. This campaign was awesome. So we are very proud of you. You did a great job. And you didn't know you were getting this, did you?
No.
All of the credit goes to Sue. This is all her work in front of you.
Great job.
That's awesome.
Great job, Sierra.
Okay, yeah, great job, Sierra. And you guys will be sending you a little happy in the mail, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so now moving on to our digital marketing superstar, 5 County Credit Union. They are our superstar. And look at this. This is some really good information. Kelly, you have done a great job. So if we look over at this KMI, you can see that you started out just 5 months ago. You were at 573, which is a huge number, and you were in the fair category, right? And each month you have tackled it and you have gone down, and now 5 months later you are outstanding. You are a 70 KMI, and that means for every one sale, it takes 70 unique users for one sale, and you had 231 influence sales for this month. And Helen, do you want to say anything else? I mean,
they've just done a tremendous job. I mean, they've got KEI and their KMI are both outstanding. So
yeah, I
mean, they're modifying their banners and everything, and so they've obviously done some work.
Absolutely.
And to improve their performance. So
very good. Okay, so anyway, we just want each month we take a look at all your numbers and see how everybody's performing, and then when we see these kind of numbers stand out, we just have to applaud you because you are on top of it and doing something right. And so that pretty much, we want to thank our harvesters for being on the call today. And we want to thank our award winners. Great job. And here again, if you haven't signed up for that customer success meeting, y'all reach out to Helen, and then you can get those big ads going in mobile. We see how it worked, right?
And one thing I want to mention is that we have Share Your Ads with us. We actually, a lot of our, when we evaluate winners each month, we're looking at the performance. We can see those numbers, but if you've had a really great looking ad that has been really performed well with your membership and your customers, please let us know about that one, because we would like to spotlight that in our
we love
webinars.
Looking at the work you guys are doing. It is just you're doing great things. Okay, that concludes our webinar today. We'll look for you next month, when we're going to be talking about,
we're going to do color philosophy, and we're going to be talking about
rebranding.
So,
yeah. So anyway, we look forward to having you next month. Y'all have a great day and a
good rest of the month.
That's right. Absolutely. And let us know how we can help you. Thank you.
Thank you.